At 21, I couldn't even afford Cookout. When I tried to pay for my meal and a coworker's meal, my card declined. And at 24, I was financially free. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I went from literally not being able to buy a Cookout, if you know, you know, it's cheap, to financial freedom just 3 years later. So back in 2019, I started my first business. I was 19 years old at the time, which was a social media marketing agency. I started that in November of 2019 and then started making really good money with it in February of 2020. Dropped out of college in February, lived at home until June of 2020, and then moved out to where I live now on my own. I moved into a luxury apartment. I was 20 years old. I was on top of the world, or so I thought. Now, at the time, I was young and dumb, and also COVID was a thing. So for my marketing agency, I was working with doctors, specifically chiropractors, helping them get more patients through Facebook ads. And again, pre-COVID, I was crushing it quick too. But then COVID rolled around, and that slowed a lot of things down. And then I was 20 years old, just dropped out of college. I had money. So my college experience was 1 year at the luxury apartments with people in their upper 20s and lower 30s, and partied a ton and lost all my money. So in January of 2021, I lost my last client from my marketing agency, lived off of savings until June of 2021, and then I got a job bartending and serving in a restaurant because I had bills to pay. And yeah, this coworker that was with me to get Cookout was one person who bartended with me. And yeah, that was my low, my financial low of all time. But sometimes hitting rock bottom is the best thing for you. That moment forced me to see the truth, which at the time was like, hey, maybe you should just get a job. Maybe this entrepreneur thing isn't for you. And then I did that. And then I lost that job in 2022, 2 days before Christmas. I was at a tech startup company. If you know, in 2021, those companies were hiring like crazy. So I got a job pretty easily, and then they had to fire everybody because they hired too many people. And then that showed me another truth, which was, hey, entrepreneurship is for you, but you need to build a real business, not an internet trend business. And that is what led me into what I do now, which is the business that saved me financially and allowed me to become financially free at 24 years old, which is home services. Specifically, what my company does is wallpaper installation. Why home service is so great and why it works so good right now is because most of these home service companies, think like pressure washing, HVAC, wallpaper, painting, landscaping, are run by people 40s, 50s, 60s. There's not a lot of young people in their 20s and 30s doing it. And the reason for that is because of online business and working remote. The best thing about home services is the demand is here and the supply is here. How many other businesses are like this? Online business is the reverse. Every kid has an online business, but no one wants them anymore because it's so oversaturated. So I realized this, and then I went all in on my business in 2024, and that year is when I became financially free. So if you're working a job you hate or running a business that you hate, you're not making the money that you want, follow me because I'm going to teach you exactly how to start and scale your own home service company to 10K a month and beyond.